This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself.
Today we have an Electrolux dryer that needs a new belt. This one broke. You can hear the motor spinning, but the tumbler isn't spinning. And this is always an indication of either a broken belt or a belt that slipped off. So we're going to be fixing this today. First we're going to have to kind of get in there where the belt is to see what's happened. So we got it unplugged. I'm just turning it by hand right now, and I notice that it turns really easy, no resistance. It's another indication that the belt broke or slipped off. So this is a stack dryer, so I'm going to get up behind here where I'm going to remove two screws from the back. So I got to get off the front panel, but to get off the front panel, I first have to take off the top panel to expose a couple of screws. So I'm just using a Phillips head screwdriver to take out these two screws. Now I'm going to pry back the top a little bit to expose a couple more screws. Zip those out. They're also Phillips head screws. And then I'm taking some screws off of the bottom that are holding the dryer to the washing machine, two Phillips head screws. I'm going to lift up the dryer a little bit and stuff something underneath it to give me a little bit more room to work, because I have to remove two more Phillips head screws that before were kind of hidden. But I lifted up the dryer by about an inch to expose them. So I'll get those two off. They're also holding on the front panel. And then there's going to be two right here. These are kind of longer ones. And they're all that's holding on the front panel now. We're going to pull out this one electrical connector right here in the lower right hand corner. And then we'll pull out this blue one right here for the control panel. And we'll lift up on a tab and then pull it out. And then once we have that off, we can remove the whole front panel. It's kind of heavy because it has a big glass bowl. So we're going to use a standard head screwdriver to unplug that one, and then we're going to pry out this plastic connector from the bulkhead, and we're going to disconnect this one. We're going to pry out this connector that holds it to the bulkhead. You can also get behind it with small needle nose pliers to make it let go. And then this conduit up here we're going to remove by prying out its little plastic connectors. We're going to get that out of the way. We're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove that screw, and then there's two screws here that are holding on the controller. That out of the way. And then we're going to remove these four screws that are holding on the bulkhead, one in each corner. And now we're using a screwdriver to help pry out this connector here at the top. So we got that one out. We lift up the one on the left, and we can pull the whole bulkhead out from the dryer. Now we have good access to the belt. You can see a broken belt laying right there. So if we look at the belt closely, it looks like the motor probably burned through this spot right here, and that means the belt kind of got stuck in one place. It might be a belt that was older and stretched out, or it could be an idler wheel that isn't giving enough spring tension. We're going to put a new belt on. So we're going to stretch that up over the tumbler. And we're going to lift up the tumbler a little bit to get the belt to slide between the tumbler and the blower housing. Right here. I'm going to get the belt like halfway back on the tumbler and we're going to pull on it a little bit to make sure it's nice and straight. This is what the idler spring looks like right here. Sometimes you get stretched out. So here's how the belt was put over the idler wheel and also over the motor pulley. And that's what it looks like. It's just hard to see from the front. So now we're going to put the bulkhead back on. Before you do that though, spin the tumbler a few times by hand to make sure the belt is on there securely. So to put the bulkhead back on, we're going to just fit these silver tabs back into the white metal cabinet. And you'll notice that the part of the bulkhead has to slip behind the white metal for that to work. And we're going to put in the 4 screws that hold in the bulkhead in each corner. And one right here, this is on the blower housing. Now we're just going to hook up our electrical connectors. We're going to put that conduit back into position. We're going to put its plastic connectors back in, just push them in. There we go. And we'll get that power one for the light hooked back up. We're going to get the control bracket back into position, and then we'll go ahead and add 2 Phillips head screws to hold it. So we're just checking everything, make sure we got all the screws in, all the electrical connectors are ready to go or connected. Now we're ready to put on the front panel. So we're going to bring the bottom of it up into position, and then we're going to connect the door switch electrical connector, the blue one here in the lower right hand corner. Then we're going to connect the blue wire one near the top that goes to the control panel. I'm going to push that all the way in, make sure it's fully seated. You'll feel it click. And now we can carefully push the front panel into position. And I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to add the 2 longer stainless steel screws that hold to the filter housing. There we go, get the right and left, tighten those up. And close the door. Go ahead and put these Phillips head screws back on the bottom of the front panel. There's 2 there. There's also 2 at the top we have to remember to put in. So you could do this whole procedure really if you just had a Phillips head hand screwdriver and just a standard head screwdriver. You'd have enough tools. If you have a power driver, it's just fun and faster, but you don't really need it. Okay, now we put the 2 here at the top, one there, one there. And we're going to go ahead and close the top. And we're going to push it all the way in, nice and flush. And we'll add 2 screws on the back to hold that into position. And it's back working. So hopefully this will get yours working too. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.